Hello, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
You're my favorite girl. You make my simple come on. 'Cause you're my favorite girl. You make my simple come on.
Lovely hair. The Chinatown haircut is really suiting you.
It's really good.
Guys, just a pro tip, if you're in New York City, even if you're visiting, my mom, by the way, she went back with a haircut from Chinatown and she's like, I'm not getting it done in Nepal anymore. I need to come back to New York to get a haircut. She's saying that.
I know, I really like this haircut.
It's suiting you really well.
Yeah, thanks to you for suggesting the exact haircut. Like, honestly,
It's basically
like I
my
had
hair.
that in my head. I
Yeah.
had that in my head, but I didn't know how to frame it. And you just framed it, and I said exactly that, and it worked out.
By the way, after you left, your father texted me, Happy Daughter's Day. Turns out it was International Daughter's Day. My own parents have not texted me. I didn't even know it was a thing.
So every year, my mom forgets. It's a cycle, okay? And my mommy wishes me Daughter's Day every year. She wishes every year. Then she wishes on the group, like she wishes me personally, then she wishes on the group. And then my mom realizes it's Daughter's Day, and then she remembers from my mommy, but she doesn't want to admit it. And then she wishes me personally and like whatever. And then from that, my dad gets to know, and then my dad does the whole drama. Like, this is every year since I've been in Mayo, every year this has been the pattern.
People have started saying Daughter's Day isn't enough. Eldest Daughter's Day should be its own day.
But Jesu, there is a day of eldest
Eldest
daughters.
Daughter's Day,
I
right?
remember both
That's
of us
different.
wishing each other on
And
it.
that's different from Daughter's Day.
Because of course, like there is a world of difference between the youngest, like younger daughters and elder daughters. Like there is a difference. Like I have seen younger daughters around me, and then I have seen eldest daughters around me. Like I have a daughter radar. Dot
Oh,
radar.
Dadar.
Data.
No, but I
Sorry, I have a little
mean,
bit of cough.
no, that's okay. My friend circle is
Yeah.
98% eldest daughters. 98. I have like two people who are younger siblings or only siblings.
So back in Mayo, that was the case with me also. Like at
Hmm.
least in Charu house, all of us were older daughters.
Eldest daughters with like a younger brother, right? That same combo,
Yeah, we had
most.
the same combination. But I have befriended, I realized that Sakshi, who's my childhood friend, she's a younger daughter to an older son.
Hmm.
Uh, that's a very different dynamic. Then Tanya is with an older sister, younger daughter. Very different dynamic. Like, and this pattern like sort of continues. They see overlaps, but yeah, eldest daughter is you, and so many of my other friends have been elder daughters. Even my sister-in-law is an elder daughter, and like I relate with her like in so many ways.
Hmm.
Um, their tendencies and the way elder daughters channel their responsibilities, their emotions, and everything. There's a pattern that I see with all of us. It's like a sorority.
It is a sorority. In fact, like on TikTok, it's becoming a thing right now, especially like, of course, like Taylor Swift came out with her song Eldest Daughter very recently, right?
We just came
And
up with it like day before yesterday,
yeah,
and Damini sent it to me.
and
Uh,
people have been doing like varied analysis of it. Apparently, it's like Taylor Swift is known for her lyrics, right? Like what we grew up on. Like not even these recent lyrics. Like what we grew up on was like I used to think these are like poetic. They were poetic when we were like 16 and growing up. But whatever. Like what she's tried to do with the song is to highlight the challenges of the oldest daughter. But a lot of people are saying the lyrics are very mid. They're not, they're
yes,
not as
because they are.
poetic as they used to be. Like, why is she using random words like things? She's trying to be very Gen Z and like use these words which are not very crisp and which are not very like the lyrics. Like I don't know how to say it.
I
The
also
lyrics
read
used to
an
be
analysis.
profound once upon a time.
Yeah, but I also read Can I tell you my analysis of it?
Mhm.
One is that she has like really tried to like use like what you were saying, like not being very crisp and not being
Mm.
relatable.
Mm.
Second, what I think is that it's too late. The song is too late into the conversation. You understand? Like eldest daughters as a conversation on
Mm.
platforms like TikTok and Instagram and all have already like reached their maturity level. You understand? Like these have been having like I remember it was a year ago or something or 2 years ago that these conversations started happening. Nikita Gill wrote a poem about it, and what is her name? Rupa? No, Rupa.
Rupi Kaur.
Rupi Kaur. Rupi Kaur, Nikita Gill, all these people wrote about it. And then a lot of brown pages covered it. So from
Yeah.
there, we started talking about it. And then TikTok really picked it up. So it became like, everyone started
Yeah.
talking about it. And then there were memes and all of that. So
Yeah.
she came too late into the picture, I feel. And it's seeming as if she has picked up, bits and pieces from the trend rather than she setting a discourse.
And in fact, but you know what people are saying, like the brown conversations on TikTok are also critiquing the white conversation, saying like, bro, like we've always talked about this. Why are you acting like, for white women, this is a profound concept? We have been talking about this for ages. In fact, our society has so many more layers to, yes, you're an eldest daughter, but in a South Asian household, that has so many more layers that we need to unpack. And it's great you're hopping onto this trend, but let's like talk about the different layers of class of race of geography that adds to this. So these are some of the conversations, but anyway, I'm glad it's coming out more. Maybe our conversation right now will have a bigger impact.
You and I have been having this conversation with each other since 8th or ninth grade,
Yeah.
if I don't. So that means since 2008, 9 we have been having these
Yeah.
conversations.
when
I
she
think
when
you were
taylor
the
swift
one.
was writing about 16 and how it feels to like turn 16, we were talking about being the eldest daughter basically.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
remember it was you who sort of pointed this out to all of us in Mayo that, guys, we all are older daughters to, younger brothers.
Yeah.
And I think you got this kind of a realization into the group, and then we really started talking about it and identifying and figuring things out. And even though everyone had varied experiences, like I said, there was something that like commonly like tied us all together. Also because I mean you and I like I mean this conversation feels like almost everyday conversation of ours
At
because
the
in
end of the day, we're like, yeah, but it's happening to us because we are eldest daughters. Whether we're like introspecting our own whatever doings of everyday life, or we're introspecting our parents or our brothers or our relationship to the world around us, it's like so much of our identity stems from there.
100% I agree. Like I mean something like if you think about it, you have said this, and I also have always felt this, is assuming, knowingly or unknowingly, our parents transferring this responsibility of being a third parent in the family unit, and that making us mature ever so quickly. Like, we matured earlier. I wonder if, like, our periods came earlier than normal. Like I was in seventh, sixth, seventh grade when it
I
came.
was in fifth grade. I turned 10, and 4 days later, I had my periods.
I remember. I wonder if there is a study or if there is a connection
That's
to
very interesting. Yeah.
you know to you because your hormones respond to the
The
stresses and
environment.
the
Yeah.
emotions and the environment that is there, right? So I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, aajkal girls get their periods early, but that's also because of the kind of exposure that they're getting, and maybe we were exposed to certain things.
And I want to add one more thing, which I've talked about with all of my friends who have been eldest daughters, and it's such a common theme. It's not just about being a third parent to your younger sibling, it's like being a third parent to your parents' relationship also at times,
So
right?
true.
And you know my hot take, and I'm gonna put this hot take out there. My hot take is people's emotional intelligence stays at par at the age where they get married. And that is my hot take in life. Like tomorrow, if I get that Subway takes and Kareem asks me, what's your hot take? I've thought about it. This is going to be my hot take. Like I genuinely think my parents got married at 26, right? 26, 27. When I was 26, 27, I used to have so many like conflicting conversations with them. Now I feel I'm able to take a step back and be like, I understand, I genuinely understand where you're coming from, and I understand why you're reacting the way you're reacting. But it's also been like me trying to navigate their relationship over the past 30 years. So it's a third
Yeah,
parent to my brother and to the relationship.
100%. And I have done this my whole life, Jesselina. I had to work so hard, and I had to work with another person. Like I had to work with my whatever, my healer, to understand that. And it took me so long to not feel guilty, to detach myself from the consequences of my parents' complications, which I feel any couple has. The degree of it varies from marriage to marriage. Some marriages are healthier than the other. But I constantly felt that I need to save them. I need to fix them. I need to protect my mother or my father or my brother, and I need to like take care of the family. And I am in some way responsible for this. And if I do not take a stand, if I do not come in and step in and fix this, then my family will fall apart. And somehow that is my responsibility.
Yeah. But
And I
that's the thing.
did this till I was 25, 26. Can you believe it? Like, it was such an active process to detach myself, to, tell my mom, oh, it's, you know what, manage it on your own. It's not my business. Or telling my dad that don't call me, or,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
That has come so easily to Niket.
Yeah.
Niket has done this all his life.
But it's not just about like like there are times when it's like difficult and you need to take yourself out of that managing position, right? But
Yeah.
my thing is, even though I've taken myself out of this, like a couple of years ago I was like to my parents, I cannot constantly fix the problems in this house. I have so much shit to deal with right now, and my
Yeah.
parents have been mindful of that. But I am still holding the house together in terms of birthdays, anniversaries,
Oh my
who
God.
sent who's sending the flowers, who's sending the cakes, who's ordering the cakes, who's
Oh,
organizing everything, who's texting everyone to be like, tomorrow's Father's Day, have you got something, who's texting someone to be like, tomorrow's your anniversary, have you got something. It's me. But I also wonder, if I wasn't there, will someone be doing this, or will the house like fall in terms of this emotional need? I don't know.
oh my God, Jess, I've never spoken about this to you,
No, we haven't, but I had that realization right now.
but that's so true. Since I have been 7 or 8, all the birthdays, all the anniversaries, all the small Mother's Day, Father's Day, Papa's birthday, everything has been my initiation. Like, I have organized it. Now, I don't want to discredit my brother. I think now that I'm away, he has taken, like, he's stepped into that shoes. But I feel that's also because he's dating an uh,
Oh,
older
older sibling,
sibling.
sister. Oh.
So a lot of her things also, now he has stepped in, but I don't think that was his initiation. Like, he did not think that this was required to be done in the house to get this going. And maybe, Jesso, maybe missing a birthday or two, or not wishing on anniversary, or not sending flowers, on an occasion would not be the end of it. But we still do it. I don't know why we think that it's really important to do it, and we do not miss it.
But that's the thing. Is it is it a guy thing? Because a lot of the times we're constantly like, oh my god, guys don't do this, guys don't do that, right? But I've had such varied experiences in dating an older sibling versus dating younger siblings. You've dated younger siblings
I've
always.
only dated younger siblings.
Bro, it's a world of a difference.
I've only dated younger siblings. And I think I'm glad that I've dated younger siblings, because, in a lot of ways, I just feel an older sibling needs a younger sibling. I feel sometimes. Like, I mean,
I am
Sahil is a middle
no,
child.
but I'll tell you the risk with older daughters dating younger. sons, and I
Risk
dated.
to hai. Risk to hai.
It's the hair, right? Like you date. Like I remember having this conversation with this girl, with this friend of ours. She and I have someone in common that we dated, and she was like, "I've always dated younger siblings," and I was like, "Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you need to date an older sibling, you know." But again, I don't think I don't know who she's dating. I don't know what the relationship of her current boyfriend is,
Younger.
but
It's younger.
young. But Anayata, it's but she herself is a younger sibling, so I don't know how that works. You get it? Like it's a very different dynamic. Two younger siblings dating is a very different dynamic.
It's a party, bro. It's a
It's a
party.
party. No one is doing anything. Everything is done
It's
for you.
it's a party because A, everyone, like your older siblings, are taking care of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
B, you are you yourself are very chilled out about like your responsibilities, your commitments, this and that. You are not like, oh, it's my wedding or it's my birthday, but everyone else should have fun. Like you are caring
Mm.
about
With yourself.
but there is one thing that I want to like I want to say in defense of the younger siblings because I am also married to one and whatever I have some.
But your partner is a middle sibling who went to a boarding school. Can we also like talk about that once you're done with this?
We will. But Sahil was essentially for the bed, like for a long time he
Yeah.
was a younger sibling, and then he had his his younger brother. So what I was trying to say is that in their defense, what happens is that even though, like, whatever, we are always like, we feel that we have the burden of the world on us, and if we make a misstep, everything is going to fall apart. The burden of that, those expectations that we carry with ourselves, also a lot of times go and pass on to our younger siblings through us to them, like in the sense, like,
Okay.
a lot of times I have noticed that with Niket, for example, like a lot of times his occasions or have become about how I want to manage it, or about how I have wanted to, like, or like my priority, like, and this is something during our conversations, like during my wedding or in a lot of different ways, like he in his own way set his boundary, which I really appreciate, and he was like, you know what, this is something you want to do, or this is something that you think is a definition of perfection, or these are your do's and don'ts, but please, like, this is my space, let this be my space, do not penetrate. And he's done that a lot of times, and I have understood that, you know what, if I am carrying my stuff around and he is not, I cannot be bitter about it, because he is grown with different environments and expectations and dynamics, and I have grown with different. Like, obviously, we have a meeting ground, but I cannot be mad at him for being more relaxed.
But I'll tell you what, so my first boyfriend, South Asian man, youngest sibling, right? And very like babied in the household. What I used to have a trouble with is his older brother would tell him what to do, what not to do. And I would be like, bro, like, why don't you know this on your own? Like, why do you need someone to tell you? Like, how fucking like embarrassing is that shit?
Yeah,
Getting it?
yeah.
And my second, more long term relationship, he South Asian household, eldest son, responsible, would do like would get the flowers, would not need to be told what to do, how to do. And that took away a lot of burden, and I could actually enjoy the relationship without thinking what to do, what not to do. And
Yeah.
then when those challenges came, it got magnified to the extent that I was like, this has never been our dynamic where I've had to tell you what to do, what not to do. So the challenges are getting magnified even more. So of course both comes with its own set of pros and cons. Of course the younger sibling is much more relaxed, less responsibility, especially in a South Asian household if you're dating a younger son. Like, so much of the oldest child takes on that burden of like family expectations, job expectations, all of that is there. And you have a more like open lifestyle that you can lead with them.
With Sahil, it has been a very mixed kind of an experience, because why I'm saying this, right? Like, Garv came much later. Like, Sahil was 16 or
Mm.
17, I think, when Garv was born. Garv is my youngest brother in law, and Natasha Didi and Sahil till the better part, like till she was I think 21, and Sahil was 17. They were in a older sibling, younger sibling dynamic. So in a lot of ways, when I see both of them together and I see how her and she has shaped Sahil, or Sahil has responded to her or whatever, there is a younger sibling in Sahil in a lot of, so that also comes through a lot of times, right? Like him being a little more relaxed, him constantly telling me to let it be. He's literally gifted me a book called Let Them Be. Like he literally, like I came back from New York.
Is it Mel Robbins?
I don't know, but it's a very famous book. Wait,
Is
I'll
it
ask
green
her.
color?
Yes, it's a green color. Sahil,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
can you please get the book when you come out? Whenever. So,
Yeah, yeah, it's very famous. I'm glad he gifted it to you. I
yeah,
listened to
so,
your TikTok podcast.
but that is his younger sibling instincts coming in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this. Yeah, it's Mel Robbins.
Yeah, yeah. Let them theory. Yeah.
The Let Them theory. Yeah, I'm really excited to read it.
And I'll tell you what, my mom used to say this to me. Let them speak, let them, when I was younger. And I was like, where does this lack of like need to control come in? It's because she's a middle child.
And younger, malab, in
And
the
younger, she's a younger
dynamic,
daughter.
younger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this let them to is something that does not exist in our dictionary only, Jaisalina.
And I
Like
thought,
you the more so. I am still like I still let it go. You are just so tied to like not letting it go.
like, bro, I'm really typey. And the problem is, my parents are not older siblings, they're both younger siblings.
Oh
So
my
I
God,
am in
that's
a
another dynamic.
household with three younger siblings.
Yeah, so my dad, younger sibling, my mom, middle child, but again, similar to Sahil, right? For the longer time, it was my mamu and mom, and then Gaur Mama came much later. So she also is
Like,
thoda.
even my mom, middle child, but my mom and her sister have a very close gap, and the younger one has a slightly more
Yeah,
gap. So,
yeah, yeah. And so anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so this let them, right? So Sahil has a lot of this, like, let them, which I personally feel that Natasha Didi doesn't. I mean, I can't say so much about her, but like she is a little bit like, involved and she gets affected and by the family stuff. Sahil, on the other hand, can like, be a little in his own space, similar to how Niket is. Now, but Sahil also has an older sibling thing also, which is like because with Garv, his relationship has been where, he has helped in Garv's upbringing, been strict with him, etc., etc. So that also somehow comes in. So with Sahil, I get like a mix. Like he is very responsible when it comes to like finances and managing responsibilities. Like he's very responsible. But then when it comes to his personal dynamics and his emotional bandwidth, he can be like a younger child. Like he doesn't carry that baggage. And also, I wanted to talk to you actually about how your experiences were growing up. But I had a very typical, what they write about like Tiger Mom book and all. I had very typical older sibling South Asian experience growing up. In the sense, I was a project for my mother. Because first, though, I feel every older sibling, irrespective of their sex, is a project for their family, whether you're a boy or you were a girl. And added to that, I was a girl. Although I didn't have so much shame and all, honor and all attached to my thing when I was growing up, but I was I was a project. Like my mother wanted to discipline me from how I ate to how I stood to how I knew my spellings and my tables and everything, and she was very strict. And when Niket came into the picture, she became so relaxed. She was so relaxed with him. There were no punishments, there were no consequences, there were no confiscation. I remember my mom used to lock me up and take my phone away when I was 16, 17 if I did not follow the rules. At 17, my phone was. I remember you used to message me on Facebook, my wall, your phone is taken. So I have grown up with that, like punishment, consequences, strictness, discipline. And that is very like ingrained in my head to an extent where I justify it also.
Mine is very different. Like, my mom was in the larger realm of my family. My parents were the least strict people, but my mom was very mindful about education. For me and my brother both at the same level, very mindful of education, and not just education in terms of the books, but like she would have encyclopedias for us. She would make us, learn about like country names and country capitals. Like she would sit my brother down and me and ask us this. She would tell us of different cultures, expose us, take us here, take us there. So very like worldly in the way that she wanted us to be brought up, but also very specific that we need to know Nepali, we need to speak it. There are families who speak only in English, even in Nepal.
But what was the difference between like you being an older sibling and how she treated you and Virajit being a
I
young?
think the only difference was not in terms of the education, not in terms of the strictness. She has been strict with us both. Same sort of dynamic that we don't want to raise our hand on our children, like same across the board. My mother's only difference that I have noticed, and I've challenged her many times, is the way she saw my boyfriends and the laxity. Is that a word? How not lax, but like she was more okay with like Virajit having girlfriends, and that was the project. Like the first child, she couldn't understand how. Like she met my boyfriend for the first time when I was 15, 16. So that became such an easy concept for her to understand when my brother started having girlfriends, right? So
वही तो होता है.
that was a project.
तो वही तो होता है. So see, now in your case, this happened to me in every aspect of my
Mm,
life, right?
mm,
But we have to understand that one, it is that we are the first time we are exposing our parents to anything, right? So that is one reaction, that you are like scrambling, you're trying to
mm,
understand your emotions and reactions to something totally a new experience.
mm,
Your brother ke saath whatever experience, so they would have something that they have shared with you before, and then they draw from that. And second becomes the sex angle, right?
mm,
So like the gender angle. So in your case, it could be one that obviously she was exposed first to how to handle a child's partner and whatever, how do you, and then added to that, she's a girl.
mm,
So
mm.
and with Virajit, it comes, okay, I have dealt with it, so I am more in
He's a
control.
boy.
And
Yeah,
second, it's a boy.
yeah, yeah.
So in my house, this has been mostly with everything. Like I have been such an experiment for my parents, because everything, sending to a boarding school, training for a boarding school, um, boyfriends, relationships, career changes. I was changing my career every 3 years, 2 3 years, right? I was trying to figure it out. I took longer than usual, so I have become like sort of a standard or a reference for Niket, that it's okay if he's changing. And Ahita
Mm,
also did this,
mm,
and with that now also comes ki, okay, and Ahita did this, Sahil did this. So like now Ahita and Sahil have become like,
mm,
this older sibling benchmark for Niket. And then when his partner also comes, I think that will carry on.
mm.
And that way the Niket gets very, obviously he will make his mistakes, that's given, but I think he gets protected from a lot of mistakes that we three, like me, my dad and my mom, made when it came to me.
I think for me, it's like if I look back and see why do I have a type A personality and why does my brother have a type B personality? But he doesn't have type B, like he's more neater than me. So that, like, not all type
Same.
A. My
Same
brother is very
Niket and
neat.
me.
Like I have a type A personality, but he's type A about his room, packing, all of this neatness
Same.
thing.
I didn't know this
No,
about
and
Raj.
because maybe
Same.
that's big. I also read why, and I read that more intelligent people have their rooms messy because they know exactly where what is. They don't need to be organized to know where what is. Their memory
Oh.
power is really good. But anyway,
I know
yeah,
this. I do this. I literally know in the mess how to locate whatever.
yeah. If my rubber band is fallen down somewhere, I won't pick it up, but I'll know exactly where it is when I need to. You
Yeah.
know,
Same.
something like that.
Shit.
But
This has turned into like a therapy session.
yeah, no, but like if I go back and try to understand where did my type A, like this high strung personality, where does it come from, right? And it genuinely is this need to be like, I need to be the benchmark for my family and their children. And, like, especially growing up, of course, I think we've talked about this in another podcast about how even in the 5 years difference between me and my brother, my parents' financial situation changed dramatically. So when I was 10 and he was
Same.
5, versus when I was 5 and he was just born, that was a very different financial situation. And I keep going back to it. My thing is like, I think I have been so dedicated to my education, to my work, to this, to that, to this, to like, achieving all of this because it's always been like that limited resource they had to put into my education and my brother's education, and I need to prove that the biggest return of investment was possible. And how to do that? To be type A, to do everything on time, to have every achievement on place. And of course, I'm really glad my mom was like, do what you love. Like, this is something she's always taught me, like, do what you love, follow your passion. But imagine if I had a parent who had to be like, be a doctor, be an engineer, or be a lawyer, then I would have been like, bro, like, I'm not even enjoying this. That liberty she gave me, I'm so glad she did, to be like, find your passion and run with it, and in
Yeah.
some ways it's been really good. I've been able to be very stable in a lot of aspects of my life, but it also comes at the cost of being very type A. And when things shake a little, you see me like, like, okay, how do I bring it down to the
Me
ground? How
also.
do I root it again?
Me
Like, it's really difficult. Versus my brother, during shaky times, he's really calm. His mental health is better than mine. He's able to tackle very challenges much better than me, is my take for type A people and younger siblings.
No, same. I just feel I think we've spoken about this, but we've never gone so much in depth of how similar our experiences have been, right? Like even I break, man, like I break down if like I am not able to um live up to the standards that I have set for myself. Like I break down.
At this age, no one is setting these standards
No one
except
is
yourself.
setting, no one is setting
Yeah.
standards. No one is setting standards for you. They are your own expectations and your own aspirations, the own baggage that you carry. Sometimes I don't know. I know you don't feel like this, but a lot of times, I have felt that I wish I had more structure from someone. Like I wish like my parents told me that you know what, this is what we want you to do. And it's okay with that, obviously saying that okay, if you fail, that's okay. But I think looking at you, looking at your qualifications, etc., or looking at your interests, I feel this is the career. Do you want to try it out? Like I really wish my parents did that. But I don't blame them. It wasn't
I
that they.
I'll also tell you, like, with that structure thing, like, and we've talked about this, like, so till school you had structure, right? Everyone had structure to a
I
certain
thrive in
extent,
structure, by the way.
right? You thrived in structure. When we left school and I went to NLU Delhi, there was such a solid structure. And
Yeah.
I thrived because type A personality thrives in these type of structures. Type B
And
doesn't thrive in
I
these
went
structures.
to Delhi University, and like I cannot tell you, it was like an absolute waste of my potential going to Delhi University. And I wish I had the senses, or someone older to me had the senses to tell me that, listen, Anayata, you will not thrive in an environment where you have no structure, no discipline, no consequences. Like there was nothing. You could bunk all your classes in a row and nothing would happen to you.
Mm,
You
mm,
just have to show up for the exams, you know? And I don't know why I mean, if someone asks me what is my biggest regret, it is going to DU, because not because DU is not a good institution. I studied in Hindu. It's one of the top colleges, but it is what my personality would have thrived in. Like
yeah.
it would have
Yeah.
thrived in an institution like NLUD, or maybe even Jindal, or what is that other one, Ashoka, like places like that, where like
Mm,
you are sort of mollycoddled a little bit
yeah.
till you can like decide what you want to do. Like
Yeah.
it was till my 18 to 21, I would have done well in an
No,
environment.
I 100% I agree. Like, especially for type, like, I genuinely liked that I had a 9 to 3 in college.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you could just pick classes in the first 3 years. Fourth and fifth year, it became then. After 3 years of, like, you need to transition out of structures. Yeah, you
That's
can't.
true. That's true. Like now, when I'm in college, even though my college is obviously like, at USC, it's not that there is any structure. But now I am adult enough and mature enough to create my own structures. So I
Yeah.
have my structure where I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. Monday, I need to do this. This is what I need to do. But still, when I go to college and I have a timetable and things are running, I'm much more productive than when I'm sitting at home and I have like, I'll sleep. Or I do something to like just time pass.
So the other thing that people have been talking on TikTok, like, I keep posting these very cute like videos and sending it to my eldest daughter friends, is like, they have this picture where, and we can post this on our Instagram later. It's like eldest daughter rage, and they show like the most intense, so most intense person with eldest daughter rage, and then they show eldest daughter friendship. Eldest daughter friendships are the reason why I am who I am. If my type A personality came from being an eldest daughter, my love for people, how much I give, how much I take from people, from their personalities, also comes from being an eldest daughter. And that's one of the other beauties of it.
But you know why, Jesselina? Why that happens? It's because, at least in your and my case, and in a lot of friendships of mine with elder daughters, it's because we understand the gaps that we are seeking. Like,
And need to be filled. Yeah. Yeah.
we understand. I can understand where you feel needed, wanted. I can understand where you might get disturbed, where you need support. You won't ask for it, but you need that support. The one major toxic red flag of an eldest daughter is that they never ask for help.
Yeah.
They want to do everything on their own. They never want to delegate. They are like, no, if there are 5 tasks, I will do all of those. But then when you are with another, and and see, now with Sahil, what I've learned is that I have learned to ask him that, can you
Mm.
do this for me, and
Mm.
he does it, right? But with you, I don't even have to ask.
Mm.
Like, it's like I'm struggling, and you will understand it very immediately from your own instinct that, bro, she's not gonna ask me, let me just
Mm.
quietly take it.
Mm.
So it's that thing that, it's like you take pressure off of each other
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
way that where you're not like dismantling the principles and being like, "Arey yaar, go have fun." That won't help you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Or be like, calm down. It's not that serious. No, man. Everything is serious.
everything is, it's like taking the seriousness and being like, okay, I'm going to just take this away from her, and I'll ensure that it's done the way she likes it. Or, when she needs me, I'm going to say or whatever, be there for her in the capacity that she likes, rather than watering it down. And that's how then I think we get calmer, and yeah.
No, but it's amazing like how I have attracted so many eldest daughters in my life, and I think it's particularly from that you seek the friendships that lift you up and fill you in ways other places haven't been able to
I
fill
have
you.
fun with younger siblings also. Actually, they give me like they give me I have fun with them. Like,
This is where I'm high strung more than you. Where
yeah,
I'm just like, bro, like get a fucking life. Like
I have a lot of fun. Like, I then let go and I have fun, and then I am like, it's
I
fine.
can have fun with them. I can't have them. I can't have people who are so type B as my closest friends. I just can't.
I like it because they help me blow. Like, they also, in another way, like, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay if someone tells me that, okay, it's really not that big a deal. Like, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I, I find, and I feel they're funny also, like, in their own way, like, in their own way. Like, they have a different sense of humor because they take life like
With
easier.
pinch of salt. Yeah.
Yeah, they take life with a pinch of salt, and sometimes like I try to live vicariously through that. Like, I'm like, yeah, like with my brother, I love hanging out with my brother. I love hanging out with my brother, like, genuinely. And more so now that he is away and all, and now we've grown up and
Mm.
we're like much closer in age now,
Mm.
right? Like, I have so much fun. Like, I miss him because it's like he has this way of lightening the mood. Like, another thing that happens to me is that if there is a conflict, right, I want to sit down and I want to be like, no, we will go through like step by step, and
Point by
I will
point.
go through
This
like
is- yeah.
everything. Like, mama, when you were 22, you said this to me. That's
Mm.
why at 30 I am like this. I
Mhm.
will go like this. But if Niket is in the room and there is a conflict, obviously it comes at a risk of them not solving the problem completely and by the root. But he will just be like, guys, can we relax? And, put in some humor, order some food, and, like, just like bring the temperature down. So I just feel that a person like me, I need to be surrounded by older siblings for the needs that I just mentioned earlier, but I need younger siblings for the needs of this also, to cool myself down.
I am so I'm type A with anxiety, right? what
I also
helps
have
me
anxiety.
what helps me cool down is not these younger people being like, bro, chill, it's life. I'm like, it's really not. It's like, especially as an immigrant here, like, tell me what you can be chill about. It's like you'll be kicked out if you're chill about your visa application deadlines. I'm giving you a random thing, okay? Like
Yeah,
something random as that. So I think so for me personally, I love my friends who are younger siblings. They of course add so much like
like,
warmth and life to my life when I need it, but I cannot thrive in that environment. As a friend, I will not be able to help you, and you will not be able to help me. And
yeah,
I want to acknowledge that. We
yeah,
can have fun and go out and, chill, have fun, party. I love to party, and I can obviously, do all of that. But when shit hits the fan, when things get serious, I need to lock in. Like, I just need to sit and get that work done. And I cannot, like, I'm like a horse with patti, getting it. So I think for me, like, what I was talking about New York is it really is a place that is so intense. A lot of people find it too intense. But a lot of type A people have told me this, like, I thrive here
yeah.
because there everyone is so like wound up the ass. Like,
Maybe,
you have
maybe
to do
I,
everything.
maybe I also thrive in New York because of this reason. Because there is some structure in that chaos. LA
Yeah.
becomes too laid back. LA, there is no structure,
No chaos, no structure.
deadlines, no chaos. Everything is very calm. And like I was talking to Anne once when we were in
Mm,
New York, and I was just like, she stayed in New York for the better part of her American
mm,
life, and then
mm,
she moved to LA. And she was like, and she was in SF also, whatever. But she was like, oh my God, I love New York. I really liked it. I lived it, but I needed LA. Like she needed LA.
mm,
She was like,
mm,
I cannot be like constantly chasing one deadline to the other. I cannot be like, going from one thing to the other. Like it's so fast paced.
mm, mm.
But I somehow I'm like, no, but I can make sense of it. It's like it's the same
Yeah.
thing that you said, right? Like your house is in a chaos, but if a rubber band is missing, you would know where to find it. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Like if a city is bustling and there is too much going on, I know where to pick something up and put it in the other place. Like I'm able to.
And again, the same thing, right? Like, where does that come from? Is it because like we were raised in a chaotic environment, like not just home, like chaotic in the sense of like all chaos around us that we took responsibility of, that we now have this quality where we can ground everything even when like the house is on fire.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow if the house is on fire, I'll tell you, like tomorrow if the house is on fire, my brother will call me up, I will call up my parents, I'll have 10 numbers of people they need to contact in Nepal
Yes.
sitting here.
Sitting here, know the exact like I want to talk about health emergencies. I don't know how you deal with them, but
Yeah.
I am so, so, so high strung when it comes to health emergencies. My
Same.
God, God
You
forbid.
are more than me. Yes, you are more than me on this, but I am also high strung. Yeah.
Jesselina, I have learned in the past 6, 7 years, I have learned like, I can read a medical report like back and forth like I can read it like as well as a nurse or something like that. Like I'm
Not a
so
doctor, a nurse. Okay.
not a doctor. I don't want to qualify myself so much, but I can like read it. I have doctors for everything. You name
Yeah.
a problem, I have a point of contact. And I remember always, every time I had to learn this thing, I used to always pray to God that God don't make me learn anymore. These are not good things to learn, you know.
Mm,
If you know
mm,
medical problems, if you know medicines too much and you know these stuff, that means you have gone through something personally for you to have taken interest in it, right?
mm, mm,
But over the years, with my parents, with my grandparents, I just know. And I'm so like thing like with Sahil also, he has, and he said this to me. He's like, if I face any issue, minor medical issue, I know that you will be able to take care of it. Like that is my responsibility in the house, and I really do it. And it is because like COVID time, the whole house was my responsibility. I'm not kidding. Like my parents would also agree. What medicines, oxygen, my parents, both of them getting COVID, managing their platelets, food coming in the house, everything was managed single-handedly by me. Even when I had COVID, in my family, four of us got COVID at the same time. My parents ka went very bad, like both of them in the second wave, which was the scariest, right? Niket was also bad. I also had COVID, but I didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't care. Like, I was like, I will get okay.
But that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. But by God's grace, I was the least affected also by COVID, amongst my family members. But then I took the whole responsibility, khana banana, medicines ana, everything. I used to go underground to get medicines for my dad
No,
because,
same. I remember COVID, and there have been a few things very recently. I am on top of it. Sitting here, I have friends who have connections in this healthcare, this
yeah.
doctor. I know this doctor. I know this. During COVID, when my granddad was admitted, I had the doctors in place. This doctor referenced this doctor, second opinion, this, everything. And here's the thing: it got so much during COVID, and I thought that got you lost your granddad not during COVID.
When I
I
talk,
lost I lost my granddad. Before that, I lost my grandmom. I had two deaths of my like parents in a span of 6 months. My parents were dealing with grief. I was dealing with managing everything else. Dealing with their grief and managing my own grief as a granddaughter. Like it
and
was
managing the responsibilities.
managing the house. Oh my god, I don't even want to go
Yes.
back to that.
When I look back at it, like from like an outside, when I remove myself from the situation and I look at it, I'm like, bro, so intense. But can I tell you something? After getting married, and that is the beauty of choosing the right partner as a type. I mean, everyone should try to find the right partner, but I just feel I am less high strung. I'm more
Yeah,
easygoing. I have
yeah.
given a lot of responsibilities to Sahil. I have tried to like ease myself and not feel
And
guilty.
it's such a learning process, right? Like I remember with my like something as random as booking tickets. Like traveling, I'm very high strung, more than you. You're quite laid back when it comes to
Yeah,
traveling.
I am.
Like I'm like weirdly high strung. Like I'm just like, bro,
Yeah.
like what the fuck? You have to be there 3 hours in advance. I don't give a shit.
That's because concept of time, that's a different kind of a thing only I was reading about. The concept of time is very different in my head than it is for normal people. Like I don't take time seriously.
Is it because you're a lefty?
Yeah. I'm mental.
No, but
Well, I have a
I'm
video and I
very high
wanted
strung
to
about
wish.
time.
Huh?
I'm very high strung about time. And like I had to take a step back with my ex and be like, bro, okay, you're not as high strung as me. I get it. But the thing is that he kept saying, look, you're high strung. I'm not high strung about this. But we end up it ends up happening, right? But I don't want to be at the bus 1 minute before it leaves. I want to like calm down and sit down and be like,
Yeah,
okay, now when
it's a
will the
good
bus
feeling.
leave?
Yeah, like Sahil is very high strung about time, bhaiya. My God, airport
I
mein.
like it. When we're traveling, I like him. I
Yeah, you
like
and
him.
Sahil get along in weird ways. So I don't know whether that has to be with older sibling. I think it's just your personality types. I don't have that, but I just want to talk about, and as we're closing, I want to talk about like to for our listeners, like what advice, like don't have to count it, but what kind of advice or coping techniques would you give to older siblings who struggle like with managing stuff?
I think what I have done that's worked for me with my family is to understand that they can figure it out. They're
Yes.
not they're not dumb. Our parents are not dumb. They've also done things by their own selves before we became mature enough to give them advice. Our brothers are figuring it out one way or the other. It doesn't have to be figured out in the same way that we have figured it out. Right? And our parents also need to take a step back and be like, every time my sibling is having something, they don't need to call me up to be like, what should he do? He knows what he needs to do.
Basically,
It's a two-way street.
boundaries. Understand that
Boundaries.
taking boundaries is healthy. Yeah. And what I would like to say is that you don't have to be so stubborn in in the way you have imagined things and expect it to be of that level of perfection. Like, it's okay if, like, there is no cake one day, or if you have
Oh,
not.
really? Did that happen in Nainital? Because we had gotten a cake for you, from what I recall.
My God, that was
Don't
the
you dare make that face.
that was the most underwhelming birthday
Look,
that
now it's coming. Now again, it's coming. We have traveled 1,000 kilometers for your
that
birthday.
doesn't matter.
Just shut the fuck up. 1,000 kilometers. So everyone, all of your friends have driven for you, and we're traveling like over 10 hours. The next morning, we have to take a cake that will sustain itself through that drive. Like, this is, you need to take your advice. That is my advice to you.
Yeah. But anyway, I need to say that it's okay if sometimes things are mediocre, and it's okay if sometimes you have to value the emotions and the love with which and the intentions with which people are like coming to you. And I feel like all of these tendencies that I have of nagging and taunting and this and that, like all of this comes from this idea of like I needed to be of the standard that I have set for myself and my life. Very difficult to do it. I can barely do it, like maybe 10-15%, but that is an advice. And one is to like what Jesselina said. I think that is the best advice, to not feel guilty about having boundaries, not feel guilty about letting
Giving up responsibility, like
giving
like,
up responsibility.
yeah.
Like if you are on a vacation, it's okay if you are unreachable, and also like sort of removing importance that you give yourself, like removing some of that from yourself. Like it's
Like,
okay.
you don't have to be the main character in everyone's life. Your
Everyone's
parents'
life
life, your
is okay.
brother's life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people will manage. They are managing so
in their own way. So yeah, I think that's good advice to ourselves and to our listeners.
more to ourselves. I this is advice to us.
Advice to
Really
ourselves.
loved this episode. I genuinely loved it. It was such an like it was so nice for me, this episode.
Maybe Taylor Swift will pick it up and change some of her lyrics. Anyway,
Also, girls, I have not started it, but I'm going to start this
I'm
next.
very excited for you for this book because it
Yeah,
has received good. Yeah,
I'm going to.
maybe you can put some quotes of this when you read it and you like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I watch her TikToks. Watch her TikToks also. They're fun.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.